The situation we face is comparable in many respects to Rome under the dictatorship of the Emperor Nero. I said before, and I can say it again, he has a Nero problem. And if you leave him in there, you're going to find out the effect he's going to play. He's going to play the role of a Nero. He may not have the specific...
On April 11th, 2009, 5 years ago, Lyndon LaRouche delivered a devastatingly accurate analysis of Barack Obama. When Mr. LaRouche made this statement, many people were still under the false hope that anything was better than Bush. The campaign promises were still fresh. Hope and change were just around the corner. And so the cries came in. You can't say that. Give him more time. You are over the top. While people were measuring the newly installed Obama presidency by the packaging in which it were sold, Mr. LaRouche was measuring it by content and context. By April of 2009, for Mr. LaRouche, the content was clear, and he had already laid out the context in a webcast delivered 2 years earlier.
Is a preparation for Cheney to unleash war against Iran in terms of a massive air attack. You don't move B-52s into that area. You don't move 4 task forces into that area. You don't do the other things that are being done unless you're prepared while Congress is away to launch war. The consequences of launching a war are unbelievable. It would be a different form of World War III. You could not put this back in the bottle. Too many things are unstable. First of all, this occurs at a time where the world monetary financial system is actually now currently in the process of disintegrating. Nothing mysterious about this. I've talked about it for some time. It's been in progress. It's not abating. What's listed as stock values and market values in the financial markets internationally is bunk. These are purely fictitious beliefs. There's no truth to it. The fakery is enormous. There is no possibility of a non-collapse of the present financial system. None. It's finished now. The present financial system cannot continue to exist under any circumstances, under any presidency, under any leadership, or any leadership of nations. Only a fundamental and sudden change in the world monetary financial system will prevent a general, immediate, chain reaction type of collapse. At what speed, we don't know, but it will go on, and it will be unstoppable. And the longer it goes on, before coming to an end, the worse things will get. And there is no one in the present institutions of government who is competent to deal with this. The Congress, the Senate, the House of Representatives is not currently competent to deal with this. And if the Congress goes on recess and leaves Cheney free, then you might be kissing the United States and much more goodbye.
For those few who work to shape history, the survival of the system has not been the question. The question has been who is going to preside over the disintegration and who, when the dust settles, will rule. At this stage of the collapse, the empire required a dictator, a Nero, to preside over the United States during the disintegration of the system, to work to prevent the United States from returning to our founding principles and catalyzing a period of economic growth the world over, the likes of which the world had never seen. For the oligarchy, if this were not prevented, the death of the empire were assured.
Now, last week, Obama's Nero personality was put on clear display when he showed up in Rome after having just participated in nuclear war games at The Hague, and he was given a tour of the Colosseum. And the reports are that he relished every minute of this hour-long tour, clearly channeling Nero as he eagerly listened to the story that the tour guide was telling him of how the gladiator Commodus beheaded an ostrich with his sword and carried the bleeding head over to where the Roman Senate was seated, as if to say, "You're next." And it was reported that, upon hearing this story, Obama opened his eyes widely and, smiling, repeated it to his staff, as if to say, "You should memorize this." Perhaps he was envisioning Dianne Feinstein. And then, when he was shown the view from the top level, the third tier of the Colosseum, he commented to the tour guide. He said, "These must be the best seats in the house. From here you can see everything, but you're at a safe distance from all that blood and gore." Perhaps a little bit like a drone killing. So he was apparently also very curious to know if there was a death that occurred during every game, which is not surprising considering Obama's weekly kill list meetings every Tuesday, where he gets to be the Emperor Nero and give the thumbs up or the thumbs down. And people should remember, when Nero felt that his power was slipping away, he reportedly ordered the burning of Rome and afterwards blamed the Christians as a pretext for ordering mass crucifixions, sort of a pre-echo of Hitler's Reichstag fire. And now we have a Nero in the White House. Is this the type of personality that we really want to have controlling the U.S. nuclear arsenal? And I would recall to people, again, the image that we had on the back of the Washington Times of Obama's face in a mushroom cloud.
For every transgression which was committed by the White House under Cheney Bush, Barack Obama has extended it tenfold. And in refusing to bring Cheney to account for his administration's violation of the Constitution, we have opened the door for Nero to sit virtually uncontested in the Oval Office. Even as we have detailed these violations in our recent J'accuse package, the list continues to grow. The effect of Obama's continued presidency as a continuation of the move to begin to implement dictatorship under Cheney Bush is that the United States is falling deeper into the fold of the modern British Empire, at the point where that imperial system is in collapse. We've put together a package on the modern empire so that you can come to know how the British Empire operates today and how and why Obama is a key part of that. You must first know your enemy if you are to fight him effectively. The first and immediately imperative act to take in fighting the empire is to throw Barack Obama out of office. This will halt the drive for world war and will create the conditions to reverse the move toward dictatorship, which has been underway for more than a decade. It will create the conditions to revive the real United States. The time to act is now. Get involved.